Italy Travel welcomes you to an unforgettable Roman adventure. Picture this. You step off the plane, the warm Mediterranean breeze greets you, and within minutes you're wandering toward one of the world's most iconic fountains. Have you ever wondered what it's truly like to immerse yourself in the eternal city, with only 48 hours to spare? If you're craving epic history, mouth-watering pasta, and spontaneous discoveries around every corner, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe to Italy Travel and tap that like button. Your journey to the heart of Rome starts now. Imagine arriving in Rome with no rigid itinerary, just a hunger for authenticity. You find an Airbnb just 2 blocks from the Trevi Fountain. Its sculpted figures bathed in golden light. The air shimmers with history and the swirl of coins tossed by hopeful visitors. As you drop your bags, your heart beats faster. You've unlocked the perfect home base for exploration. Every element of this impromptu stay, booked just 14 days before departure, whispers insider tips on snagging last-minute deals in historic hubs. You glimpse the fountain's dancing waters through your window and promise yourself you'll return after dark when the throngs thin and the nighttime glow turns the marble into a stage. Here, the best of Rome is literally at your doorstep. Let the ancient city's pulse guide you as you slip on walking shoes and prepare for your first Roman feast. By late afternoon, hunger guides your steps toward a vibrant trattoria discovered on Instagram. The storefront is unassuming, yet inside the scent of tomato, garlic, and fresh dough reels you in. You slide onto a stools and watch an Italian nonna expertly roll ribbons of tagliolini. Her practiced hands dancing as centuries of culinary lore echo in every twist. Each strand is delicately coated in a sauce that balances tangy pomodoro with lush olive oil harvested just miles from here. You taste the essence of Lazio, bright tomatoes from the Roman countryside, pecorino romano aged to perfection, and basil that sings of sunlit hills. This is more than a meal. It's a sensory journey through Roman flavor traditions. As you savor each forkful, you realize authentic pasta isn't just food, it's cultural heritage, painstakingly crafted and generously shared. The trattoria's stone walls, adorned with vintage photographs of Market Campo de' Fiori, remind you that Rome's culinary tapestry is woven from family secrets passed through generations. Wandering past cobblestone alleys, curiosity pulls you toward an unmarked gate. Behind it, the remains of 4 Republican-era temples and the phantom of Pompey's theater emerge. You stand on the very spot where Julius Caesar fell, a chill weaving through the warm spring air. No guidebook prepared you for this moment of raw historical resonance. Every broken marble column, every weathered arch, whispers tales of political intrigue and imperial ambition. The lack of crowds makes the experience almost surreal, as if Caesar's ghost might stride through the ruins at any moment. You imagine the Senate's hushed conspiracies, the clamoring crowds beyond these walls, the betrayal that reshaped Western history. Here, in an unassuming corner of the city, you uncover the layers of time, each fragment of stone a testament to Rome's eternal cycle of rise and fall. Your heart pounds as you trace the outline of the Curia where senators once gathered, and you marvel at how the past can ambush you when you least expect it. Your next stop is a cathedral whose grandeur transcends expectation. Stepping through the ornate bronze doors of Sant'Andrea della Valle, you're enveloped by an explosion of color and light. The vaulted ceiling brims with Baroque frescoes so vivid you feel the saints might descend at any moment. Strategically placed mirrors reflect heavenly scenes, guiding your gaze upward without strain. Intricate stucco work wraps columns in floral motifs, while golden cornices catch stray sunbeams streaming through stained glass windows. The hush inside feels hallowed, as though even your breath might disturb centuries of devotion. Sitting in a pew, you absorb the artistry that Michelangelo's successors perfected, a dazzling fusion of faith and aesthetic innovation. Each brushstroke and gilded relief narrates scenes from scripture and legend, inviting you to meditate on human aspiration and divine mystery. As you leave, the chime of church bells echoes in the narrow street, reminding you that in Rome, the sacred and the everyday blend seamlessly. Emerging into a piazza dappled with afternoon light, you're greeted by the Pantheon's majestic portico. This architectural marvel, more than 18 centuries old, feels impossibly modern with its perfectly preserved Corinthian columns and coffered dome. You circle the rotunda, eyes alight, as tourists murmur in awe. The Pantheon was once a temple to all gods and now welcomes pilgrims and visitors to marvel at its oculus, a circular aperture that pours sunlight and rain onto the ancient stone floor. You pause at the tomb of Raphael, then linger under the dome's concrete vault, still the world's largest unreinforced structure. Its harmonious proportions speak to Roman engineering genius, and you can't help but imagine Marcus Agrippa praising its perfection. At dusk, the Pantheon transforms again. The setting sun ignites the interior in amber hues, and the plaza buzzes with gelato vendors and chatty locals. Standing there, you realize that Rome is cinema in real life, each monument a living set, and you're the star of your own epic. As twilight descends, you return to the Trevi Fountain where daylight crowds have thinned. Sculpted Neptune presides over a grotto of churning water, illuminated by soft floodlights that render every carved detail dramatic. Coins glint at the fountain's edge, testimonies of hopes cast into its depths. You toss your own penny over your shoulder, ensuring a return to Rome, and feel the thrill of participating in a centuries-old ritual. Then you slip through empty streets toward the Colosseum. Under a canopy of stars, the Flavian amphitheater's arches glow with golden light. You walk the perimeter in near silence, absorbing the scale of a structure built to host tens of thousands. The flicker of shadows across the travertine walls transports you back to gladiatorial spectacles and roaring crowds. This nocturnal pilgrimage, shared only with a handful of fellow night owls, feels like a sacred rite. You press your hand against the ancient stone and let its cool texture ground you in history. In this magical hour, Rome reveals its most intimate cinematic side, and you realize that memory is measured in moments like these. Before sunrise, you're lacing up your sneakers and racing toward the Colosseum. By 7 a.m., you slip through the gates armed with a Rick Steves audio guide. The recorded voice recounts stories of gladiators, emperors, and engineering marvels as you wander at your own pace. You explore the Hypogeum tunnels where veterans and beasts awaited their fateful entrances, and you trace the outlines of wooden floors long gone. Each plaza and gallery resonates with echoes of 50,000 voices, and you pause to imagine the crowd's roar at the emperor's signal. The audio tour illuminates hidden details. The holes where the Valerium's poles once stood, the emperor's box that commanded the arena, and the retractable awning that shielded spectators from the sun. You linger on the upper tiers, gazing at the sunrise as dawn reveals the city beyond. This self-guided adventure lets you savor knowledge without feeling rushed, transforming every stone into a storyteller. You emerge with a profound appreciation for Roman creativity and a newfound respect for the brutal pageantry that defined an empire. Just steps from the Colosseum, the Roman Forum awaits at first light, silent and profound. You enter the former political, commercial, and judicial heart of the ancient world. Marble columns of the Temple of Saturn and the Arch of Titus rise like time-worn guardians, their inscriptions faded yet defiant. You pace the Via Sacra where triumphant generals once paraded, and you stand before the Curia Julia, imagining Cicero's orations echoing off these walls. The sun climbs, casting long shadows that accentuate every crack and crevice, reminding you that decay is as integral to Rome's story as conquest. You discover the Rostra, where conspiracies brewed and leaders courted favor, and you gaze across the ruins at the Palatine Hills terraced gardens, once the exclusive domain of emperors. Here Julius Caesar's ashes were interred, and here every whisper shaped civilizations. The forum's silence is almost reverential, broken only by the distant ring of city life seeping through time. As you linger, you can't help but reflect on power's fragility and the enduring legacy carved in stone. What ancient secret would you most like to uncover? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's spark a conversation about Rome's eternal mysteries. Crossing into the sovereign enclave of Vatican City, you feel a shift from ruins to reverence. St. Peter's Basilica towers above you, its facade a testament to Renaissance ambition. You pass the Swiss guards in their iconic striped uniforms and step into a world where faith and artistry converge. Inside, Michelangelo's Pietà commands your attention, its marble drapery so lifelike you half expect the figures to breathe. The soaring dome, also Michelangelo's masterpiece, draws your gaze upward into a cosmos of painted saints and angels. You pause beneath the obelisk in St. Peter's Square, imagining the chariot races that once echoed here when this was the circus of Nero. You wander the Vatican post office, marveling at its status as the world's smallest postal system. Each corridor and chapel brims with masterpieces: Bernini's gilded baldachin, Raphael's tapestries, and the treasures of the Vatican museums. You feel both humbled and exhilarated, as if standing at the crossroads of faith, power, and human creativity. This pilgrimage of art and devotion leaves you with a profound sense of wonder, proof that in Rome, belief and beauty are inseparable. On your final morning, you rise before dawn to reclaim the Pantheon in solitude. At 6 a.m., you step into the piazza and find the great bronze doors ajar, sunlight slipping through the oculus to paint the floor in a glowing circle. The cavernous interior is hushed, save for the soft drip of rainwater filtered through the dome's opening. You stand at the center of this architectural symphony and feel the centuries converge beneath your feet. No longer a temple to pagan deities, this grand rotunda is a church, a mausoleum, and an engineering marvel all at once. You run your fingers along the fluted columns of gray granite, each one a testament to Roman ambition. You watch as the first tourists arrive, their voices hushed in awe. In these precious moments of stillness, you reflect on your whirlwind journey, each conquest of adrenaline and insight culminating in this sacred space. As you exit into the waking city, the Pantheon's magnificence lingers in your mind like a promise. Rome never stops revealing itself to those who seek its secrets. This whirlwind immersion in Rome's most legendary sites proves that even 48 hours can yield profound discoveries. From the intoxicating pulse of the Trevi Fountain to the silent majesty of the Pantheon at sunrise, every moment revealed layers of culture, history, and living tradition. Personally, I find that Rome's magic lies in its seamless fusion of past and present. You sip espresso across from ruins where senators once debated, and stroll beneath domes painted by masters who reshaped art forever. If you felt inspired by this tour, subscribe to Italy Travel for more epic adventures. Hit like and ring the bell so you never miss a journey that will awaken your wanderlust. Until next time, keep chasing ancient wonders and embrace the unexpected. Arrivederci.